Our Jasmine Turner is in the studio with what you need to know about the tense situation going on in Ferguson, Missouri right now. Jasmine?
That no probable cause exists to file any charge against Officer Wilson and returned a no true bill on each of the 5 indictments.
Thanks, Paige. That is St. Louis prosecuting attorney Robert McCulloch reading the decision, saying white police officer Darren Wilson will not be indicted for shooting an unarmed black man, Michael Brown, back in August. Reactions erupted almost immediately. According to St. Louis County Police, 61 people were arrested in Ferguson overnight, with 21 people arrested in St. Louis. As you can see, some protesters looted, started fires, and fought with police. The Ferguson Fire Department said it responded to more than 25 structural fires last night, as damage continues to be assessed this morning. Peaceful protests also took place throughout the evening, stretching beyond Ferguson to cities like New York City, Boston, Seattle, Chicago, and Tallahassee, among other cities. Here on campus, students are gathering this morning at College Coffee as well, and our Gary Grumbach will be there later this morning. President Obama spoke late last night, saying the decision ultimately rests with the grand jury, and he asked Americans to protest peacefully.
First and foremost, we are a nation built on the rule of law. And so we need to accept that this decision was the grand jury's to make. There are Americans who agree with it, and there are Americans who are deeply disappointed, even angry. It's an understandable reaction.
Elon Jr. and Ferguson resident Mia Watkins joins us today. After the grand jury decision, Watkins actually joined us on Elon Local News back in September after she spoke on Elon's Lessons of Ferguson panel. So thank you again for being here today. I know this is a tough time, so we appreciate you waking up with us this morning. So first things first, you live in Ferguson, your family is still in Ferguson. How are they?
I feel like we're a bit shaken up a little bit of everything that's been happening. I feel like there's a lot of mixed emotions everywhere.
Are they safe?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, that's important. Good. And this timing is interesting because we are going on break this week. Are you going home to Ferguson this week? And what are your feelings about that?
I ultimately really prayed and hoped that the decision would be said a little bit later or earlier, not as so close to Thanksgiving. Going back, I really hope to see my family, also to see the neighborhood that I come from and see how it's been, and just sort of have a recollection of all that's been happening. Because I was there for when it all began, and I've been Elon for the majority of the protests, and I'm coming back right after the decision's been made. So it's been a very strange timeline of events that's been going on.
So you have not been home since the unrest really began? Wow. So what's going through your mind? What's your perspective on this, being a Ferguson resident, but also being somewhat removed from your hometown in this time when your community is going through turmoil?
My heart is broken for my community, for all that's been happening. I know there wasn't really a true winner on both sides. It was a very difficult situation. But I know for a lot of people, this decision meant a lot more in a negative construct than what they would have hoped. Going back, I really hope to reach out to family and friends to see how they're doing, and to really hope to use my talents to record what's been going on there in my own words, and to sort of share that with the world, and to also just, try to shed a positive light on everything, because I felt like, unfortunately, things had to break down in order to reveal what was underneath the surface. But because everything's broken down, we have the opportunity to build things back up again. It's just going to take a long time, but we've got to figure out how we can channel our passions and our emotions to really create something that's substantial, worthwhile for the next generation after that.
An appropriately thankful perspective that you have for this season. So is there anything that you want us to know before we head to break that you as a Ferguson resident think the Elon community should know?
Just if the Elon community could look at everything from all perspectives, whether it's news, whether it's through like the paper, through other people, through rumors, through witnesses. Just try to observe what you see and digest what you see, and sort of take a step back. That's what I have to learn throughout this whole process. I was seeing all these things and I was nervous, but I was hearing different things back at home, so I had to just take a step back.
So many different messages.
And just really look at the whole picture as a whole.
Right, exactly, and form opinions and perspectives knowledgeably. So, and we thank you for helping people do that here at Elon, because you have a really unique and perspective that I think is really going to improve the Elon community, and I'm thankful for you coming on the show today and being on our campus. So thank you. We're going to head to break now, but when we come back, we'll have your weather forecast for the holidays and how the change in season might actually affect your mental health. We'll be right back.